Take 26. Please work. So I tried to do this last night, but now that I'm home alone I'm able to do it much better. So hi, I'm Alex and I have anxiety, depression. I'm incredibly self-aware of myself, and you can probably tell I don't know how to project my voice properly. So I'll probably sound very monotone and quite boring, but that's me. So this is more of a story of how I got into YouTube. Not that I didn't know it existed before. Yeah, I had a relationship, my first one, and it was long distance from here to America, and before I went out to see her we'd Skype every day for a year, and I got to stay with her family in Colorado Springs for 6 weeks, and just the thought of being able to spend 6 weeks with a real American family on its own was amazing. But 3 days into me being there she was like, we should see other people, and then for the rest of the trip she would give me false hope that maybe something could be saved. But on my 25-hour journey back home, when that ended, she dumped me, and then I found out on Instagram of all places that it's because I'm not attractive, and you'd think you'd be able to figure that out before I came over there over Skype, but whatever. And then she would write poems like stuff about comparing us holding hands to the feeling of rigor mortis, so it's comparing the one thing we got to do to death, because we were meant to be each other's first kiss, and that didn't happen. But I was still cherishing every moment I got to hold someone's hand, because that's more than I thought I would ever have in my life. So hearing her talk about it like that was devastating, and also being back home with a parent who was horrible and really affected how I felt in here. I had to move away from home, so I went down south to live with my cousin and aunt, but I have moved back to home now and we get along well, so that part of my life's gotten better at least. But whilst I was down south, a friend suggested watching a YouTube channel, and I was confused, like, how is that going to help me? But it did. And the YouTuber is Carly Kloss, and you might know her as a model or Taylor Swift's best friend, but her channel is Klossy, and it was the first thing that made me smile in about 4 weeks. And it was nothing specific about what she was saying, it was just her talking, and it was taking my mind off things, and I began to watch more of her videos, and it just made me smile. And that was late 2015, but late 2016 is when I probably started watching vlogging channels. It started with a travel vlogging channel, Kara and Nate, which is hard to say because they're American. I just keep calling her Kara, I'm sorry. But yeah, they're a couple who travel full time, and they've gone to so many places over the world, and they've shown me all these wonderful cultures that exist, and all these different countries that I never considered going to, and now I really want to. And they just show all the good in the world, and all the nice people that come up to them and help them even though they're not required to. And yeah, they just show you so much good that's left in the world, which you don't really hear about much these days. Like, the media would probably tell you, don't go to South America because people are just going to rob you and you're going to be mugged and left to die. But the people they've come across have come up to them and told them just to be safe and to look after themselves, and asking if they're okay. And like one, Nate cut his toe open and a random guy just came up to him. I think he was homeless as well. He just gave him supplies to help him clean himself up. It's like, you don't hear those stories in the news, do you? But it's just nice to see all these different parts of the world and see that humanity is alive and well, even if it's not reported on. And then about 2 months ago, I properly started watching actual vloggers like Dodie and Emma Blackery, and it's only 2 months ago, but that's how much an impact they've had on me, that I'm already able to do something like this so far out of my comfort zone. And with Dodie I got into her by her music, and then I discovered she had a YouTube channel, and I started watching that, and then it dawned on me that she has a really calm voice. She could talk about something like someone stepping on a pile of baby hedgehogs, which is horrible, but even if she talked about that, her voice would just relax me, and it just makes me feel safe. And another part of Dodie, I listened to a song of hers, Dr. Pepper, and I've heard it before, but last week I actually heard it if you know what I mean. And it was just hearing Dodie say, everything will be okay, and you've got this, I know this. And then the next morning I woke up and I applied for something that I wouldn't have gone for before, because I graduated with a degree in management and tourism, which there's a lot of opportunities from that. But when I had anxiety after the relationship ended, I realised that I didn't want to be around people, and I've been looking at non-customer facing jobs. But listening to Dr. Pepper, and this made me think I should just go for it. So I went for an apprenticeship in the tourism sector, and it's a job that is related to something that I love to do, and it's an environment that makes me happy. So even if I don't get it, I'm trying. So that's an effect she's had on me. Another thing about Dodie is she doesn't just talk about mental health issues, she talks about so much more stuff. But in terms of mental health, it's not even just my things that I relate to, but it's stuff that other people go through that I didn't know existed. And she talks about how it affects her, and maybe if I see someone that goes through that, maybe I might know how to help them better. So it's not just me she's helping when she's talking and I'm listening. It might be able to help other people that I come across in the future. Last week I was in Venice, but it was my third time, and I feel like I've seen everything. It's going to make me sound like a spoiled brat, but I just really missed home, and I got suddenly depressed one night. And I also got to email a singer that I love, and she was able to help me feel better. But the following day, listening to Dodie talk, because I downloaded the vlogs as MP3s, if that's illegal, I'm very sorry. Please don't hate me. Sorry. But yeah, the following day, just listening to her talk, it made me feel calm. I was able to enjoy the rest of my time there, which is good, because I was in a country with mango ice cream, and if you can be in a country with mango ice cream and be upset, that's not good. You should appreciate mango ice cream. Even before the video that Dodie did that I'm replying to now, not well I might add, I was feeling upset because I believe this might be the 9th year in a row that I spend my birthday without any of my friends. Not that I don't have friends, but I haven't been able to spend my birthday with friends for that long, and obviously that makes me very sad. But even though the video that Dodie just did isn't one that's intended to make you feel calm or good, it just made me happy, and it just made me smile, and then it got me motivated to do something like this. So those are some of the effects she has on me. Thank you. So this next YouTuber I got into was Emma Blackery, like I mentioned, and I came across her because a wrestling promotion tweeted about her, and I was like, who's this? And then I found out she was a singer who likes wrestling. Win-win. And then I found that she does YouTube, and so I've started to watch her stuff, and her humour is quite down my alley. But she also talks about mental health, and she's talked about things that I didn't know existed or had a name, and I thought maybe it was just only something I had, and I felt weird about it. But even she's talked about stuff that, not stuff that she's gone through, but she's been affected by other people doing to her. And the people that she's talked about, they've kind of sounded like I might have been like that to someone before. So it was kind of a wake-up call that I need to think about how I'm being towards other people, and not just think about myself and how it affects me, but also how I might be making other people feel. So it was quite scary to hear that maybe I'm doing that to people, which I hope I'm not. But it's what I needed to hear. And as scary as it is to hear, if it can help people around me feel better, then it shouldn't really matter if it scares me, because if people around me are happy, then that's good. So, like Dodie mentioned, the YouTube community get a lot of hate, but hopefully listening to me talk, you can see the effect some of them have had on me, and it's an effect like some of my idols have had on me, like Taylor Swift. I wouldn't have any friends without her. I went to a concert alone, and now I have those memories. To sum up, this hasn't really come directly from a vlogger's mouth, but it's been like a culmination of things, like realising that someone like Dodie could just talk and make me feel comfortable. I've learned things like I can have comfort objects, so I've been using this to go to sleep. I just hold on to it, and I've had the best night's sleep ever since. It's when I met Taylor Swift and I made it into a cushion, and I get to sleep much better than I ever used to, which might sound simple, but it makes me feel a lot better the next day. So if the media want to talk negatively about YouTube and put people off, then they're making a terrible mistake, because there's someone out there that doesn't know that this stuff exists, and they might feel alone, they might feel like they're an outcast and they're not normal and that nothing can help them, when in reality there's tons of amazing people that go through the same things they do, and if they could just hear it, they would know that they're not alone, and that there's someone that can help them, and maybe they can become a better person just by watching these videos. As simple as it is, just watching videos. And I'm doing this. I'm anxious, I'm terrified, I'm shaking, but I'm smiling inside knowing that I'm doing this for myself because of a YouTuber. If you need an example of an online video content creator creating a community that is this massive and does so much wonderful stuff together, then you don't need to look much further than Rooster Teeth. They started out based around a video game, and now they've grown into a company that does live action, shorts, anime, gameplay videos, podcasts that talk about mental health issues, sexual issues that people feel scared about, but then they discuss it on there and people feel more normal. And in that community, people have gotten married, they've had kids, people have been alone in line at conventions and they've made friends. As simple as that. So that's some of the effects that online video content creators can have. If the media just want to keep trying to put people off just because they want views, then it's a horrible mistake, to be honest, because someone out there needs the help, and content creators can do that. They can help you, even if it's one time smiling. That's better than nothing at all, isn't it? Oh, that was awkward, and I had no idea how to wrap that up. I didn't really plan that far ahead, but now I can return to this.